What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're looking at hamstring tendinopathy, and we're looking at the upper part of the hamstring where they attach right back here on the pelvis. It's a portion of the pelvis called the ischial tuberosity. So if you have pain that's on your buttock region, up in that region where the hamstrings attach, you're gonna wanna stay tuned for today's exercises. We're gonna cover exercises to help make the tendon stronger and get rid of pain. Before we jump into the exercises, there's a couple important things to know about proximal hamstring tendinopathy that can help you figure out if this is what you actually have. So tendinitis or tendinopathy of that upper hamstring tendon usually happens after an activity that really stresses the hamstrings. It's common after sprinting, especially if you're sprinting or running uphill, maybe trail running and going uphill. People will begin to feel pain, like I said, in that buttock region right on the sit bone. So you'll also notice that this type of pain is aggravated when you stretch the hamstrings. So if you get pain right at the bottom of the buttock on that sit bone when you're stretching your hamstrings, that's a positive test for this type of problem. And sitting, so if sitting on a hard chair in particular, that puts pressure on that hamstring tendon. If you notice that sitting causes pain at the sit bone, then those two things together, pain with stretching the hamstrings and pain with sitting, then it's more likely that you might have this hamstring tendinopathy. So we're going to look at 4 exercises for this. This is just sort of, these is not a comprehensive list. So I'm going to put an article link down in the description, a research article that really shows 4 phases of rehabilitation for this. So start with the exercises I've got here in today's video, and then as you get through these and they're easier and you don't have very much pain, then you want to look at that link for other ideas that'll get you back to full performance and function. Okay guys, for this first exercise, this is really going to be for people who have a really painful tendon. It's more acute. So we're going to start with an isometric contraction. Isometrics are really helpful for tendinitis, tendinopathy. So I'm going to pretend like the issue's on my left leg. I've actually had this on my left leg, so I've done these quite a bit. But what we're going to do when the situation is acute is we're going to do a bridge with our heels up. Okay, this is going to bias it a little bit more towards our hamstrings. We're going to go up on 2 legs. We're using our other leg to help out, and then we're going to put all the weight on the painful side. So this is an isometric contraction. We're contracting the muscle but not moving. And we're going to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds and perform 4 to 5 repetitions of it every day. Isometrics can help reduce pain and begin building strength. So this is where we want to start if the situation's really acute. For the second exercise, we're going to progress. Now the isometrics have gotten easier. We don't have much pain with that anymore. So we're going to do a hamstring biased single leg bridge. We're going to do the whole movement. So again, my left leg has the issue. I'm going to lift my right leg to start, and then I'm going to push down with my heel and lift my butt up. This is going to work that upper end of my hamstring. Of course, it'll work my glutes too. But if you've had this issue or you have it now, you will feel this. You will feel some discomfort in that upper hamstring tendon. With these exercises, it's okay if you feel mild discomfort. It's actually kind of good if you feel it a little bit in the spot. You just don't want severe pain. So with this, we're going to perform 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. And this one you can do every day if it doesn't flare you up too much. If it causes more pain, then just go to every other day. So we've got our single leg hamstring biased bridge. For the third exercise, we're going to up the ante a little bit here. We're going to add a hip movement like we were doing with the bridge and a knee movement. Our hamstrings flex our knee and extend our hips. We want to add both movements. So for this hamstring curl with the ball, we are going to lift up, lift our butt, do that bridge, and then bend our knees to work both sides of the hamstrings, and then we're going to go back out. Okay, now this is a good starting spot. We're just doing it 2 legs. This is probably where a lot of people are going to want to begin. You can just do 3 sets again of 10 to 15 reps. As this gets easier, obviously you can go over to single leg. So then we can start progressing to where we put the injured leg by itself on the ball, do the bridge, lift up, and curl, and go back out. This obviously puts a lot more tension on the hamstrings, so you probably won't be able to do this right away, but it's something you can build up to if the double leg curl gets to be too easy. So with hamstring tendinopathy, the tendon will be more stressed as our hip moves deeper into flexion. So the first 3 exercises, the hip is close to neutral. It's in a little bit of flexion at the start, and then at the top of a bridge, it's pretty much a neutral. As you go through the rehab process for this, you will start adding more hip flexion, eventually ending in more complex and stressful things to the tendon like deadlifts. But again, check out the link to the article in the description. That will show you lots of exercises through the different phases of rehab. One that I've used myself quite a bit for this condition when I've rehabbed myself is a single leg hip thrust. So I'm going to do it on the bench here. If you don't have a bench, you could also do this on the ball that I had a second ago, or something of similar height, maybe even a couch at your house. So what you're going to do is put your arms out across the surface with sort of the mid portion of your back on the bench. Okay, and it looks like I'm kind of in a bridge position, right? It's just that I've got my back on something. So I'm going to put all the weight on the painful side again, and then basically when I go down, because my back is elevated, I'm getting way more hip flexion right here in the bottom position, which puts more stress on the tendon. So I'm just, each of these exercises is challenging the tendon more. Okay, so then I'm going to go up all the way to where my thigh is in line with my trunk, and then drop back down slowly. So this is going to work my glutes. A lot of people do hip thrusts to strengthen their glutes, but it also works the upper hamstring. So like our other strengthening exercises, you want to shoot for 3 sets of around 10 repetitions, and you should feel it a bit in that hamstring tendon. If this is way too much pain, you could also go up on 2 legs, then lift the other leg and just do the eccentric portion on the painful leg. So you put down, up with 2 legs, lift the other leg, and then down on the injured leg. Okay? So these are some exercises, like I said, I've used a lot when I had this issue. But as you get through these and they get to be easier, check the link in the description again for that research article, and it will show you more options of exercises you can do as you're rehabbing through this condition. All right, you guys, let me know if you have any questions in the comments section, and I will see you next time. Bye.